Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, Pak Oci. Hai. Okay, good. In the morning, Pak WD3, Pak Ronius say, Guten Morgen. So I think I like when we say greeting before we do some things. Yeah, in English, in Indonesia, in Arabic. What's the say greeting in the afternoon? Raihan, do you know? I think Naharuka Saidun. Selamat siang. Entah benar, entah tidak. Is it right? Okay, so at these times we have a great speaker, the last speaker in this session today, but not least activities. I will introduce briefly for our last speaker. I think everybody already know. Okay, I just introduce you briefly. Okay. The full name is Pak Favorizon R. Lumbanza. Is it right? Lumbanza. Okay. So he graduated from the Institut Pertanian Bogor. Yeah, same with me. I also graduated from Institut Pertanian Bogor. So you are my junior. Hello. Okay. Then he continued his study to the master degree in Institut Teknologi Bandung. And then after that, he continued the study to doctoral degree in Kanazawa University in Japan. Also same with me. So Pak Oci, now the greeting konnichiwa in Japanese. Okay, so his major is computer science. He already interested in machine learning or bioinformatica and related for the major. So after you hear about the how to make CV, curriculum vitae, so when we want to apply the job, the other document that the most important after CV, what else? Can you send the CV directly to the company, only CV? No, you just need other document that we call application letter. So in this last sessions, Pak Oci or Pak Favorizon will tell you about how to make will tell about the application letter. So you please use your times to know about the application letter and prepare your best questions to Pak Oci, so he will great answer. Okay, Pak Oci, it's your time.
Okay, thank you. So you may call me Pak Favorizon, Pak Rossi, Pak Oci. What is the name? They say in Shakespeare. I will share this presentation. Wait a minute. Okay. For Indonesian application letter is not really popular, right? You like, what is application letter? But for Western, especially if you want to go study or get a scholarship and also want to apply a job, they will ask you about application letter. So when I first graduated from my bachelor degree and I tried to apply for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, I didn't know about application letter. So I was quite confused what is the form, what is it about application letter. I thought it was just a form about things that I need to apply for the applying that scholarship. However, it is kind of similar to like a CV, but you can say it roughly. CV is point by point of statement, point of informations that you want to convey to the what you call it to the interviewer. Here, application letter is a letter. It's a paragraph letter about informations and why you want to apply to that job, scholarship, or like a university that you want to you are interested to. So applications you send is a resume. So you want to introduce yourself to your potential employer. So it's an introduction. Maybe I can zoom in like again. So here, it is a brief cover about yourself. Maybe if you can see, maybe come here, the ladies, the guys, because of the here. I won't bite. I don't have rabies. Maybe COVID, I don't know. Okay, thank you. I teach in a discussion way. I would prefer if you have any questions or comments, you just directly ask me about things. I don't want you to be a listener here, but to practice your English. So, because I know sometimes it's boring to listen to a lecture, right? Especially in English. Apa sih, nggak ngerti, udah lecture bahasa Inggris lagi. So I will try to make it briefly, and I hope you have questions and comments during this presentation. Okay, so I'll give a brief presentation and I'll do the questions. Saya lebih senang bertanya daripada mengajar. Hey. Jadi after this brief presentation, I will go and ask you about things that I have presented before. Deal? That way you can practice your English, how to understand and how to express your answer. I think that's a better way, right? Rather than I saw you last afternoon, you were like, okay. Especially guys and ladies who are in the background, I will ask you, prepare yourself. So prepare from now. Listen for this presentation carefully. Okay, so it's a letter. You want to explain yourself briefly. So briefly, it's not a novel, it's a letter. So make it as dense, compact, but full of information. Usually it's only one paper. So you just write it in one paper. Okay. So what do we need to prepare for application letter? The letter links between your resume, CV, that links your CV information and job organization. It is emphasis to highlight and build informations about yourself that may make your potential employer interested on you. So it's about highlights about your background, highlight about your personal education, highlight about your achievements and things like that. So here, your application letter is specific to the situation. So if you want to apply for a scholarship, don't make the same application letter for a job. Or if you want to apply for internship, don't make it like applying for a scholarship. So know the application, like the opportunity, and also how they are interested, things like that. And you should get information as much as possible about the place you want to apply to, whether it's a company about chemistry, company about financial technology, and things like that. So I would suggest first you can Google if it's a good unschemed. Sometimes there's like those companies who are not well known. We can consider that it's not legally, maybe you can consider that. So find informations about companies that are widely known. So gather, whether it's from Google or emailing it, email the company, or maybe if you have a family or friend in that company, you can ask more about that. So yeah, here research by searching in the internet about the application itself and the company or the institution. Now here, you're not the only one who's applying to that job. You're not the only one who is sending their applications. So how to make your application letter noticeable and readable and interested by the potential employer, your interviewer. Make it unique. If it's about you, talk about you. Don't make it like, I just copy paste from the internet and then change the names and the address and then that's it. It's very, very, imagine if a interviewer has 10 interviews a day, and then a month, that means times 7 times 4. That means you have to have something that is unique, something that will make the interviews interest. It intrigues the interviews. Do you know intrigue? Membuat penasaran. That's why. So you have to find whether that is words. So find words that you can use. So like if you are in a chemistry, I make chemical compound, not make, synthesize. Or if you use your computer science, I develop software. Don't use make, create. Find words that can show that you are familiar with that subject. So right, you have to build up your vocabulary. So learn about words that will build up your vocabulary, whether that's from reading, listening, whether it's from, not only. So a problem here about, especially for students in natural science, they know basic, normal, daily conversation English, but doesn't know about academic, their subject, English. So when you want to explain about your skripsi, I putar-putar PCR, you have to explain it in a good way that explains it in an academic and a formal way. So from now, you have to read textbooks, read academic papers that can show that you are qualified in your subject. Okay? And that way, hopefully, they can see, oh, you use this kind of word. You use synthesize, you use development, you use analyzing, things like that. Words that are specific to that may the employees know that you are qualified, that knows that you know that subject, not just only daily conversation words. That's not a very good application, how to make a good application letter. So advertise yourself. Sometimes in Indonesian culture, we don't, we sometimes we humble ourselves, right? But sometimes we have to show that we are capable of what we are doing. So don't be too arrogant. Don't be too shameful. Be 100% honest, but show it in a professional way. So you don't say, I'm smart. You can say, I have an GPA 3.75. In that way, you can say, oh, she has a high score. That means he's smart. Okay, maybe I'm diligent. No, you don't say that. I go to internship every morning. I wake up at this time and on time. I never get late, and I always do my duty. In that way, you can say, I'm diligent. So say words or say it in some way that you can prove yourself that you are that kind of character. Things like that. So that is the points that we need. So here are the components in application letters. You need to introduce yourself. You can say, my name is, ini. You don't have to say, my name is in tanggal lahir segini. Enggak. You don't have to say, my name is Favoris Rosikilum Praja, born and raised in Bandar Lampung, and currently I'm a student in Faculty of Natural Science and Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science. That's it. Just born and raised and things like that. And highlight key informations about your potential skills or attributes that might be interesting. Third is tell why the employee should consider to employ you. So in a brief and a dense way, you should say, I work good in a team situation. I can work in a stressful, high demanding atmosphere. I can assign as a leader, things like that. And then tell why you are interested in them. You can say, based on my research and information that I gather, your company has a good or popular in maybe plastic synthetic things like that. So you state why you think that company or institution is a good company for you to be there. And here things, words, sentences, and paragraphs has to be interesting. So make a connection between the first paragraph and the second paragraph and then third paragraph and then conclusion. So you have to be a novelist too. Belajar sastra juga. In CV, you just you just make your points about brief introduction and then education, that's like that. But how do you connect all the informations in a seamless, continuous way? So maybe I was born in Bandar Lampung, maybe you could say 1998, something like that. And then since I was high school, I was interested in chemistry. So because of that, I apply in Department of Chemistry, and I plan to. I am interested maybe in biochemistry, especially maybe protein synthesis, things like that. Therefore, I am pursuing research about this. And I'm now contacting my supervisor about this. After I graduated, I found about your company, things like that. You have to use words that can connect sentences, like because I got information, since, because, things like that. Words that connect sentences by sentences. So you have to learn about verb, you have to talk about vocabulary, grammar, structure. That's why it is very important for institutions, especially Western European American institutions, whether it's for work or for study, because they want to know about how you speak, how not how you speak, how you write your informations, because you will make lots of report too, right? If you go apply to a job in English, you will also required sometimes to make reports. They want to know how you write your reports, how you make a brief explanation, things like that. So this is the point: how to convince that you are worthy to be interviewed. So this is usually before you get the interview. So this is the application requirement. So before you, they don't want, so interviewers only want to interview people who are potential. If the CV, if the application letter is not potential, they will cross it. I'm sorry, they will put it in a garbage bin, and that's it. You will not be interviewed. So this is the first step before getting to the door of the interviewer. So make it so interesting, things like that. Any questions? Are you guys still listening to me? Okay. So usually, here is the format. Use in the front, use date, normal date, not like 30 strip 3 strip 98, tapi long date. Whether it's American, you can say January 30th or 30 of January 2010. And then you send, this is the person and address you apply to. So here, include the person's name, title. So don't forget their title if you know that title. How about if you don't know the title? You can say, dear staff of HR. You can say that if you don't know their name. You can say staff or head department, things like that. If you know the name, don't here in Western, especially in use their only back name. So jangan, if you say, for me, not Mr. Favorison, tapi Mr. Lumban Raja, my back name. How about the name who's just name one name? Sutikno. Yeah, okay, just Sutikno. You don't say that. And then they're if it's a lady, miss. Now, the problem about if the lady is married, what do we call? Miss? Mrs. atau Miss? How about the lady who is not married? How do you know if if the employee is not married, you don't know if it's married or not, you can say just MRS. Okay, mistress. So MR for guy, whether it's a married or not. MS if it's not married. MSS if it's married. If you don't know, just formal, just MRS. Things like that. Okay. And then their title, like this, human resource management and things like that. And then salutation, salam hormat, dear Mr., things like that. And then first paragraph is why are you writing this letter? Maybe here you can say, in response of job advertisement in a maybe job DB or job street, or maybe if there's no vacancy, but you can say, consider if there's a vacancy that you may consider like this. And then tell a brief explanation about who you are. See here, only maximum 5 lines. 5 lines. You don't have to explain about your hobbies. I've things like that about, and then maybe you want to talk about your elementary experience, junior high experience. No, just points, informations that make the potential employee interested about you and want to interview you. So here, state your qualification, whether that's your degree or your achievements and things like that. So mention about the university, your major, and subject and project that you are conducting or have conduct. So maybe if you're from mathematics, you can say, I have been researching with my professor about cryptography using IIS, about using several programming, things like that. And things like that, you can say that. And maybe you can say, because of that, I am interested in security computer in your company. So here you have to find words or sentences that connects this point, this section to this. Don't make it just this and then this paragraph. Same as in a novel, right? If you read something that is sometimes explained it suddenly, it's not tidak enak dibaca. So you have to find words or sentences that will fluently connect informations and parts of the application letter. So the next section is market yourself. Tell the potential attributes that will be interesting. Experience. I strongly encourage you to get experience in non-academical subjects, whether it's student organization or religion, academic religion experience, social, humanitarian, because they will see if you have other experience or skills rather than only studying. So, and also what kind of skills that will contribute to your job. So if you are a programmer, you can say, I can work hard. Maybe I can work lembur, overtime. I can work under pressure. If you give me a stressful deadline, I can work, things like that. But you can say more things like that and why they're interested. And here, put other informations that will prove your statements. So if you have a TOEFL, you can put a copy in the back of the application letter. If you have a programming certificate, somebody's already sleeping. Come on, hello, Anto Mas. Okay, so I will briefly end this part. So my also advice is get lots of certificate, whether it's from this kind of event, or maybe also championship, or maybe or an organization, or maybe also from your supervisor. If you conducted research with your professor, you can ask them a recommendation letter from your professor. So usually your professor will happily will give you that recommendation. So things like that. Prove that your statements here. And don't forget to close. You can use sincerely, your faith, and sign your name here. So example here. This is your personal information. Your name is here. This name is Lucy Nguyen. This is their permanent, or at least the address that if the company sends you a mail, it will be received. And then this is the employee. So here, dear Miss Graham, I wish to apply for a 2010 graduate position with Clayton UTZ as advertised through the KUT Careers Employee Service. So okay. The person said what kind of position that she wants to apply, and where did she get the information. Or you can write, I am writing to express my interest in being considered for appropriate positions within your company. Okay. Di sini kan you can see that there's no explanation about hobbies, things like that. You say, this year I will complete a Bachelor of Law at Queensland University of Technology. I achieved overall grade, average GPA 5.3 and 7. So kalau skalanya 4 berapa itu? 3 point-ish, right? And I am interested in corporate law. So you can have this kind of template in your mind how to write your brief introduction. As a part of my studies, I participate in clinical education in conjuring with Legal Aid Queensland and Prisoners Legal Service Incorporated. So you can say that during my study, I conducted this research with my professor for how many months? And it gives me many opportunities to learn about blah, 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 and work as a team with other students. I have undertake direct promotional work as part of my Bilabong family bistro and things like that. This is internship. So if you also have internship, maybe you work in Coca-Cola or maybe work in a simple, sometimes also if you just sell things online, you don't have to be ashamed. If that kind of work will promote yourself in that position, it's okay. So maybe if you are in IT about e-commerce, you can say I have been selling peci online, and I already made the online application and payment. That will also help promote yourself. And here I bring to any job a strong work ethic and desire to succeed. So etikanya, disciplined, things like that. Attributes and skills that will support you during your job. And then in particular, things like that. Okay, and then just say thank you for your consideration. Enclosed in this letter, I also send a copy of my resume, academic, things like that. And if you want to call me, you can call me during this things like that. Yours sincerely. Don't forget to sign it. Put your signature here. Sometimes you forget. So a simple way, scan and then just paste it in the application. Here's a next example. Lucy Nguyen, Tabita. You can say, dear person, application for articles of clergy, things like that. Okay. So here are the tips. Maybe I can zoom it. Tip number 1, make sure your observe business letter writing convention. So ikuti format yang baku. So you have to do research. If it's a French company, you can see how French people, French institutions greet writingly and things like that. Usually, internationally, it's left justified. Yeah, it's not right justified. It's left using formal font, usually Times New Roman line, like your CV. One thing you need to not do is no grammar, no spelling error. If that, you will get a very low score in your application letters. So check, double check, 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 check. Ask your friends, ask your uncle, ask your grandpa, ask everyone to make. So don't make a stupid mistake. So like if I have, now you say I have a apple, I have an apple, things like that. Just a mistake like that, you will get a low grade in your application letter. Because this is a formal letter, greet and use formal sentences and words. So you can, the employee can see you are professionally qualified. But here, number 2, personalize it. Personalize. That means make your application letter unique. don't just copy paste from Google. Make it unique. How to make, oh, this is my application letter. Make it unique, personalize it. Tip number 3, ask people to evaluate your application letter. Your lecturer, your docent, your friends, English teacher, colleagues, get as much feedback as you can so you can refine your application letter. Tip number, where's tip number 4? Okay, make that your application letter specific to a specific application or a job or a scholarship or a applying to university. And then you tailor it. Tailor means tune it so it can be unique and differently specific to the job vacancy you want to apply. So rather than just a generic application letter, your application is unique. Tip number 5, maximum 1 page. So all the informations you have to make it dense, but not losing important informations, but all the information, that important information that is in 1 page. Usually there's 3 or 4. Okay, 3 or 4 parts from introduction until closing. And then here, make sure that all the information, skills, and then everything that are required in that application is covered in your letter. So if they ask you about your English must be higher than 350, you have to state that I got my English certificate in 2010 with a grade, things like that. And I have a good ability in English, things like that. So address points that will that are asked in that job. Okay, number 7, applying in writing. So here, you need students in Indonesia, their ability to write is very, very low now, right? You sometimes, kalau disuruh mengarang, template-nya itu aja ya. So you have to increase your ability to write, whether it's writing or using the computer. You have to have good skill in writing. Okay, I think that's for me. The others, I can send you this PDF because I also use this for my students who are trying to apply scholarship. Any questions, or or if you're not the one asking, I will be the one asking. Questions? 3 questions? People who online can raise their hand and then can turn on the audio. If not, I will be the one asking. 3, 2,
Time for question.
1. Video tolong disorot saya dong. Video tolong sorot saya ini. Yang ini. Tolong ini. Oke. Cukup panjang kan ini? Oke. As I promise, the back persons. Okay. Come here. Come here. What is your name?
My name is Hugo Cambioso.
So what is an application letter?
Application letter is
In a simple way, what is an application letter? Oh, pakai bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa.
kayak surat lamaran lah itu.
He said surat lamaran. Thank you. Lamar siapa? Calon? What is an application letter? Come on. Saya ibaratkan belajar bahasa itu seperti latihan di gym. Anda sudah ke gym tapi nggak pernah latihan, ya rugi. Anda sudah ke sini dari jam 8 pagi sampai jam 3 sore, hanya ngabisin waktu tapi nggak mau berusaha. Yang rugi Anda sendiri. So what is an application letter? Application letter is a love letter. Come on. It's okay to be wrong here. University, a campus is a learning place. Learning, it's okay to make mistakes. And don't forget, English itu bahasa orang sono. Ya nggak apa-apa, salah-salah dikit nggak apa-apa. Come on. This is your time to learn. Atau ya udahlah, memang senangnya dengerin orang terus ngoceh, dah pulang tidur lagi dah gitu. What is an application letter? In a simple way. Serem ya. Saya seket katanya. Kucing-kucing malu. Namanya siapa?
Menurut saya application letter in my opinion, application letter is one paper that include resume,
Come on.
from application letter inside information about myself, and then my experience, and then my education or my experience in some job maybe.
What are the main components in application letter? The components from introduction, and then why you applied that job. Ada yang mau berkorban? Ayo. Langsung begini semua. Tiba-tiba saya tak terlihat sama sekali. I am invisible now. what is the component in application letter that you should write on your application letter? Namanya siapa, Mbak?
My name is Shiva. My name and address. That. Salutation. Why you are writing. Who you are. Marketing yourself. Other document. May I include. Enclosure.
Rajin ya. Okay, that's the main components. And I hope you can start from now, right? Because if you want to also apply, as I say, a scholarship, especially if you want to go to Europe or British scholarship like Erasmus Mundus or Oxford, things like that, they'll ask you also about your application letter. So why should they let you get their scholarship? So from now, practice, whether that's your writing, listening, speaking, reading, things like that. Online, is there a question? They said, check, hello, ada question katanya? No question? No comments before I end this session? 3, 2, 1, cut. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Pak Oci. Okay, everybody give applause, high applause to Pak Oci. So we are highly appreciate Pak Oci for your explain, for your give the experience about the application letter. However, because there is no question, so Pak Oci asks you. But hopefully, these sessions about application letter will be useful for your future when you will or you should apply the job. Okay, so start from the morning until almost at 3 o'clock. Yeah, so we already know about the arts to sell or to promote your potential. So you have to make your application letter, your CV, make it special, not only copy paste. Yeah. Start from now, you should make a specific vocabulary related to your major. It will be better, it will be unique in your application letter or for your CV. Okay, I think that's all from these sessions. I apologize for any not confidence in these sessions. Thank you, Pak Oci, and have good times. But please don't worry, after this we have practice. It's your turn to practice your English conversation. Pretend that you are the job applicant. Okay, thank you everybody for your attention. That's all for us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This up to Afrin.
Thank you very much, Ibu Rina. Okay, yeah. While we are waiting, Bapak Ronius, I would like to inform you that after this, we will have a practice in job interviewer, interviewing in groups. Ya, Ibu Yanti, Pak Ivan, Bu Lucia, Pak Oci give you all the materials to do the interview. Now we will have 5 different groups, and then I will send you to one each of the docent, Ibu Yanti, Pak Oci, Ibu Rina, and me. So there will be group, and you will be evaluate based on how you interact with the interview. Okay, to each other. So you compete in groups, and then you will face 2 interviewing session. So be term. Try to impress them that you are qualified to do the job. The job will be depend on what you interested. So don't worry about one job, but I want to apply for scholarship, or I apply for job in one group, the same group, it's fine. Okay. So Alvin.
So I would like to say thank you to Bapak Favorizan for presenting the material. And now it is the certificate presentation by Dr. Renat Ronius Marjunus to Bapak Favorizan. Yeah.
Take picture, please. Raihan, can you take picture?
And next, the certificate will be presented to Ibu Rinawati.
All right. Now, thank you, Pak Ronius. Now you are in the last session for today. That is the practice, exercising your ability to do the interview. All right. Before that, you will fill the form and see if you can put it in the right way. Don't worry about being wrong. Don't worry about making mistake, because we will help you. Next week on the same day, Tuesday, we will have the review for CV. Okay, so you will have another day next week, one day. I think it's already announced. All right. While you are fill in the form, I would like to give you the group. All right. It's okay. You don't have to look at me. Keep writing. The first group will be Intan Pubianti, Kori Ratika, Randi Septianto, Khairunisa, Yanesta, Ox Vienna, and Karisma Citra Aprilia. That's group 1. Group number 2, Wulandari Agustin, Muhammad Raifas Gunawan, Nafisah Nasution, Lupia Widya Astuti, Anissa Putri Pertiwi. Group number 3, Siti Ina, Ratih Pratiwi, Suci Miftah Rizki, Syifa Aalimatul, Eva Selviana. Group number 4, Syahrul, Wahyu Dwi Amansyah, Esther Novia, Silvi Inola Odi. Number 5, group number 5 will be Nur Hasia, Yugo Kambiosa, Adi Sucipto, Rini Famulia, and Abdul Aziz. So when I invite you for group 1, then you know who going to be in that group, okay? Group number 1 will see Papa Favorizan. Group number 2 will see Ibu Rinawati. Group number 3 will see Ibu Yanti Yulianti. Group number 4 will see me. And then group number 5 waiting for their turn. This is the way you queuing on your interview session. Sometimes you have to wait and it's make you feel nervous, right? So we will practice all the level of nervousness, okay? When you finish your form, give it back to Alvin, Raihan, Lola, or Denny, okay? Let me know when you done. Thank you.